So here now we could build a multi-cost delegate. With the help of multi-cost delegate, we invoke more than one method at a time. We are invoking more than one method at a time. So here delegate is nothing but a method referrer. Using delegate, you can be referring a method. And yesterday we have seen one more thing that was related to dynamically binding a method to the delegate. So that is called as lazy binding or late binding concept. We saw lazy binding as well as late binding. But this time it's not lazy binding, late binding, it's early binding only. Before you compile anything, you bounded everything. Before compilation itself, we bounded. So this is called as compile time bounding. At the time of compilation itself, we bounded. So this is called early binding. In contrast to late binding, dynamically we were binding. Add method, subtract method, product method, multiply method, we were binding. So late, that is when you execute program at that time you bind. That's called as lazy binding concept. Okay, lazy binding, late binding, and this is going to be here static binding or compile time binding. In this is now compile time binding or static binding. So now let me show you. You understood about these delegates? Any questions on this? Fine. So today let us look into some XML related stuff. Even XML is required very much. XML as well as database, these are very important for today's enterprise applications. Whatever applications we build these days, all of their enterprise based applications or enterprise oriented applications. Whatever application you make, it's not made for single user. Multiple users concurrently they can be using the web applications, or if you build any message servers. So all of them are going to be a multi-user target applications. Multiple users can be using concurrently, simultaneously, and you may be using number of different services inside it together in a coordinated fashion. They might be working to reach a common goal. So in a business, when you take a business, you have different types of services being used. So all the services you bring under one umbrella, you can call it as a enterprise applications. So you can call it as enterprise application. So therefore, today's technology, either .NET or Java, or it can be any other technology, Oracle technologies, they allow us to build enterprise applications, and you can deploy the application concurrently. Number of people they can use it. So one application may not be meeting our business requirements. There are going to be number of applications parallelly, they run with each other, and one business can be interacting with another business. You have one business, somebody else may be having some another business. Both of your businesses have to be interacting with each other for automation purpose. So in such cases, with the help of the enterprise applications only, they are possible for us. That we call as SOA, service oriented architecture. The web services SOA we talk about. So those days now we have, and apart from that we have a cloud based technology. Cloud also, I think what is cloud, just try to find out. Knowing about cloud is also very important. Like what is cloud? Okay, these questions I am putting here. What is a private cloud? What is public cloud? Similarly, I'm typing the chart window. Then similarly, you can talk about Azure. What is Azure exactly? We have technology called Azure. It is Microsoft's solution for the cloud. Azure is one such technology. You have one more type of technology called as Salesforce. Salesforce also is meant for cloud computing. It's an online CRM application you can use, that is from the Salesforce organization. So all these are cloud based. Even Microsoft has got cloud based solution, so that we call as Azure. Azure we say it. So these are the technologies people they are using these days very much. So server side coding, client side coding, then business tier, so database applications, all these in coordination they have to work to give us the instant access to the live data. All these should be working in a coordinated fashion. Therefore, you can do better with this in such cases. Apart from that, the databases like relational and other type of databases, non-relational, we say it. So all these actually they are using. One such database is MongoDB. People use it outside very much. MongoDB, Cassandra, then we talk about Hadoop, big data. All these are in fact today's applications they are using. Okay, so .NET is also capable of using MongoDB. Similarly, client-side technologies like AngularJS, jQuery, Knockout.js. So all these you can do with the .NET. So databases in XML. One more thing, when you have time, just go through these. Try to find out what exactly they are. Just try to find out. Similarly with XML, XSD and XSLT. So XML is extensive markup language, XSD is XML schema definition, XSLT is XML style sheet transformation. So you need to know about these things also. If you know them, then comfortably you can work. You may not be knowing each and every command, no one can remember in fact, but if you have idea, so overview, you know how to work with them. I mean, when it's needed, definitely companies give you sufficient time, you can deliver the solution. But you should not be stumbling when they ask what is XML. Yes, you should say XML is meant for presenting and sharing data. It's with the help of that data you can actually declare your own data. You can declare. So like that, basics if you know, you can work with advanced concepts comfortably and easily. Just try when you have time, go through all those concepts. Try to get familiarity with them. Now let us come into XML part. XML is basically what it's meant for sharing and presenting data. When you want to share data, when you want to present data, XML can be used. You see one scenario. The scenario is going to be normally, suppose I am an exporter from India, I export goods to different countries like US. See, the season is now summer, mangoes can be sent from India to US. There is huge demand for the mangoes. So because it's king of the fruits, so therefore I try to export mangoes from India to US. So before I send, I need to follow certain formalities. Like whenever I send, some kind of contract between US company and my company are required. Therefore, whenever I send what exactly we call when I send a cargo, at the time I need to submit few documents to Indian government, to the port authorities, as well as in the US to the port authorities. Therefore, I need to submit it. How to submit? If it is paper, if I put on the paper, for scrutinizing it takes a lot of time. Okay, first of all the way I have to go there, I have to submit, then from here I have to post another set of documents, then they reach US. So all this is actually time consuming. Electronically these can be submitted nowadays. But when you submit electronically, what is the format you use? You write in your own way and they have their own way of writing, then you have a lot of confusion in that. A common format is required. When you have common format, very quickly they can be processed by the concerned applications. So one such solution is actually XML and XSD. You can send data in the XML format. These days many IT returns are done with the help of the XML format. Using XML format, people are submitting IT returns. So in the same way, you can be submitting like IT returns these documents. From your home itself, whatever you are going to send, you can send to port authorities, both in India as well as in the US. Both of they can receive. They have certain common format you think. So in such cases, what happens? Quickly the document can be processed. Whatever you send, quickly it can be processed. So for processing, you may be having some application that can open the XML file, it can read, it can validate the document. First of all, whatever data you are submitting is correct or not, that is second. But whatever data you submit is in the valid format or not, that is very important. It is in the valid format or not, that is going to be important. Suppose you enter your email ID. When you enter your email ID, whether format of the email ID is correct or not, we check. So when format is correct, then we try to send email. When email does not deliver, in such cases, we say it is invalid email ID. But first of all, whatever email ID you give, whether it is in the proper format or not, we need to check. So same kind of validation we can do. So for that purpose, XML is widely used language. So XML parsing is required. You submit your data like XML document, then that is taken by the authorities. They can be processing it, so that means they can parse it. When all the elements are in the correct order as per the appropriate data, then in that case it can become valid document. Whatever data you submit in that may be correct, may be incorrect, may be wrong data, that is secondary. But first of all, the way you submit data should be, first of all, it should be correct. So with XML and XSD, you can do such validations. It's very easy to do such validations. And one more thing, you have data in the database format. Okay, the database data you have to convert into, say, some kind of HTML file. Okay, so therefore in such cases, XML is a viable option. So from the database, you can be retrieving data in XML. Then whatever data you retrieve, you can convert into some HTML format with the help of the XSLT. XSLT is one such language. XSLT is going to be one such language. So with help of XSLT, you can transform the XML document into some kind of HTML format. So you need to know about therefore XML. What is XML document? Then second thing is what is XSD? XSD stands for XML schema definition. One more thing is XSLT. Here it is called as XML style sheet transformation. These three you have to know, and apart from that, you have to know about XPath and XQuery. These are also very much needed. With the help of that, you can do XML based processing. So try to invest some time in this. Try to become proficient with the XML, XSD, XSLT, XPath and XQuery. You have to know about them. So if you know, then you can handle the XML documents comfortably. You can find a lot of information related to that in the W3 schools. Here you can find a lot of information related to XML. I show you here. W3 schools. So you can come to XML tutorial here. Okay, you can just go through this. You can understand what exactly XML is. They say that XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. XML was designed to describe data. XML is a software, not hardware. XML is a software and hardware independent tool for carrying information. It's not any language, XML, first of all. It's only specification given by W3C. W3C is basically W3C's World Wide Web Consortium is called as W3C. So 3 W's you find in that. Yes, this is a great website, Sandeep. I mean, if you have interest, with the help of this, lot many things you can learn, in fact. Many things you can learn from the W3 schools. So like that, in the internet, many people they are contributing a lot. We should be using them properly, then definitely we can become good resources for this country. Not only for ourselves, we can become very good resource for the country. That is the advantage of the internet, I can say. Many people, great people, they contribute a lot to the society. So, but mostly people, they do not utilize it properly. If we utilize, then really we can do wonders. Whatever technology it may be, whatever it may be, we can do wonders. I really salute all these people. They are doing wonderful services like W3 schools. Then we have many other sites also. They educate us. They are trying to educate a lot. Not only on these and even social issues, they discuss like anything without any fear, without having any nepotism, so without having any unnecessary patriotism. They say many things. So we should really read such things, and here it can enrich your technical knowledge, I can say, with the help of the W3 schools. So here it is related to XML. They give so much. You can easily understand and easily understandable format they made it. This is not very much advanced stuff, but basics what you need to know, is available here. Then just go through the XML, try to understand all this. Something I just try to tell you, every XML document should be having here like this. This is called as here header. An XML header is required. So here we put XML version equal to 1.0, encoding is UTF-8. UTF is basically Unicode transformation format, we say. It's called a Unicode transformation format. Unicode is required for using all the languages of the world. With ASCII, you can work only with when you take ASCII, you can work only with the English or English-like languages, like French language or German, Spanish. So English, with them you can work. And it supports few Arabic variants like Egypt, Arabic. It's called as a specification called as ASMO we have. So it may be working with that. But if you take the Kuwait Arabic or if you take Qatar Arabic, they may not be working. Saudi Arabic, they may not be working. So in such cases, you can use in fact the UTF, Unicode transformation format with that you can do. Similarly, the ASCII does not support the CJK, Chinese, Japanese and Korean. So Chinese languages, Japanese language, Korean language, they are different languages. They are ideographic characters. They have ideographic characters. One character is capable of expressing an idea like a sentence or like a word. Normally, we use number of characters to express something. But in the Chinese, Japanese and Korean languages, a small symbol can be giving you a very good idea. So it is so expressive. It's very much expressive. So ideographic language characters also are supported with the help of the Unicode. This one is what a sample XML document. See, this is header first of all, XML header. You can say this. This is a header followed by it is a root node. This is a root node and this is a child node. This is regarding a note. Suppose you are sending a note to somebody. Note is nothing but here email. Some email you are sending. So the email body is going to constitute the note meaning is what here? The message. You can think like that. It's nothing but a message. The message contains first of all to whom you are sending this, from whom you got it, and what is the subject. Heading is nothing but here subject. The body gives you here the message. Like that you can assume here. So the note is nothing but some sort of message. You can think like that. Then the note contains here to whom you are sending the email, from whom you are getting the email, then what is the subject of the mail, then similarly the body, whatever you are trying to send information that you can keep. So like this, you can compose an XML document. So XML document has got a child node, root node, then it has got child nodes. So node is containing here a to node, from node, heading node, then body node, and ultimately getting closed. So like this, you have a root node, in that you have child nodes. A child node can contain further child nodes also, depending on the requirements. So like this, an XML document can be formed, and whatever data you want to define, you can define in your own way with your own tags. Whatever tag you want to make, you can make. But one limitation, XML is not thread safe. That means more than one person cannot open XML file at the given instance. Second thing, for editing purpose, for reading purpose you can open no problem, but for editing purpose you cannot open. You cannot edit, more than one person simultaneously cannot edit this XML document. And one more thing here, XML is case sensitive. If you write in the lower case, the node you have to close with the lower case only. It's very much case sensitive. And every tag should have a closing tag also. This is a starting tag, this one is closing tag. In the case of to also, what is happening? You have a starting tag, you have a closing tag. In the case of from also, we have starting tag and closing tag. Like this, every tag should be having a closing tag. So these two tags can make here one element. We can call this as a element, and this is overall called as a element node. We can call it as a element node. So in this element node, you can be having text nodes as well as attribute nodes. You can have text node as well as the attribute nodes. This is what exactly text node. Along with these two, if you specify some kind of attributes, then that is called as a attribute node. So like this, you can form the XML document. Suppose you come to ESC. So why we use XML? To describe the data, and HTML for what purpose we use? To display data. Something you want to render in the browser, in such cases we use HTML. So HTML is what? Domain specific language. XML is here data specific language, you can say. Both are DSLs. HTML is what? It is actually domain specific language. With the help of that, we can be rendering the HTML content in the browser. But when you talk about XML, it's basically meant for defining data. It's called as data specific language. You can define data with the help of the DSL called XML. HTML is basically meant for defining a document and rendering content in the web browser. For that purpose we use. So it is called as domain specific language, whereas XML is what? Data specific language. Okay, so XML is not mandatory. You need not know HTML, JavaScript for work with the XML, but if you know, it's better easily you can understand. Okay, so like this you have here. With XML, you can invent your own tags. It's not a replacement for the HTML. It's basically what recommendation from the W3C. So, now when you come to this here, XML syntax, XML doc types, XML schema, it is called as here XSD. See, an XML schema describes the structure of an XML document, just like a DTD. An XML document with correct syntax is called well-formed XML document, otherwise ill-formed XML document we say. An XML document validated against an XML schema is both well-formed and valid. This is what schema. Schema meaning is what, whenever I was giving an example of the port authorities, both in the US and in India. Suppose you want to send some cargo, in such cases your cargo particulars you have to submit. When you submit your cargo particulars, you should have certain order of the data. In what order you are entering? First one may be your name, your company name, your PIN number, your PAN number, so your passport number, like that they may be required. Then your address is required. Okay. Then followed by your turnover is required. Your PAN number, I mean how much, whether you are paying tax or not, all they are required, you think. So in that sequence you have to enter. If the sequence is not in the same sequence, if you don't enter, that cannot be a valid document or well-formed document. So like this, first of all, you have to make a format for your XML document. Later on, with the help of an application, we can be validating it. We can validate with the help of the application. Now I show you an example. You understand how the XSD can be used, how XML can be used. Why it's not doing this? Probably I don't have in this. So API. Okay. Serious with XML is given.
Sorry, you called me?
Yes, yes, yes. Hello,
You
Mansur?
called me? You said, yeah? You asking me something?
No, no, I did not ask anything, Mansur.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, I'm looking for one application, XML based application, where I'm seeing that I wanted to show you, then you understand how XML
Yeah,
can be
that's fine.
validated. So
Yeah,
for that
that's
I'm
fine.
looking actually, somewhere I kept it, where it is I'm looking for.
Yeah, your folder name is Mansoor, MANASA. So I think I thought you called me.
No, no,
Sorry.
I did not come. Somewhere I think XML based it must be available in this. XML validation. This is with the, this is a different thing. Okay. Out files. You finding this? Even here also we don't have. Okay. Biblioteca. So let me look into try then. Try probably. I have that. Probably in the other machine it is done. It is not available right now. So there is one book with SQL Server. This one you can go through. Just put your email ID in this. With XML, fine. I'll show an XML later on then. But just go through this XML because writing the code actually time consuming a little bit. I show you later on that. I thought somewhere it is available, but not in this system. I think in some other system I kept it. Still anywhere if I can get, that is okay. But nowhere it seems available that file. So I lost somewhere that particular thing. Okay. So I show you later on about that. But just go through this XML, XSLT, then XSD. Try to understand those concepts, XPath and XQuery. Try to look into those concepts. Okay. So from next week onwards, we are going to work with the databases. We work with the databases. So the database what we use is here. One is SQL Server. The other one can be Oracle database. Both we try to use. We work with both SQL Server as well as Oracle. So you can install even Oracle Express Edition. You can put in your system. You can work with Oracle as well as you can work with the SQL Server. So SQL Server may be part of your application. That means in the Visual Studio it may be available, but that is called as just limited version. It's called as compact edition. Try to use an external SQL server. Try to use external SQL server. So something like Microsoft SQL Server 2014, if you can use, that's better. You can download you can download the evaluation copy. You can use up to 6 months. So when you have that, then you can even install SSDTBI. It's called as business intelligence. When you download business intelligence, even you can perform operations related to SSIS, then SSAS, and other thing is SSRS. Okay, you can work with them also. One is SSIS, SSAS, and SSRS. Even you can go through them, you can understand them also, because they are also required these days along with the .NET developer. You have to be SSIS package developer, SSRS reports developer, you have to work with .NET applications, you have to work even with the SQL Server. So these all skills are needed for you, then your services will be in more and more demand. Initially, it takes time to get proficient with all those things, but definitely you need to invest some of your time, you have to learn these. So when you download SSDT_BI for 2013 Visual Studio, then you can start working with the SQL Server, SSIS, integration services, analysis services, reporting services. Working with integration services will be really fun. You enjoy working with the SSIS, with SSIS as well as with the SSRS. Just install, sometimes I demonstrate, then later on you can be working on your own with those things. Okay, so just install and keep with your system. Now here this is what Microsoft SQL Server 2014, here I am getting connected to this. Sorry, this is only SSMS. SSMS stands for SQL Server Management Studio. Whenever we talk about SQL Server is basically database engine. It is going to be database engine, it runs in the background. When you take SQL Server database engine, it just runs in the background. Using some kind of client tool, you have to get connected. You must take some client tool. With the help of client tool, you should be getting connected with the database. You require some sort of client tool. So client tool is going to be here SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. You have database running in the background. To get connected to database, you require some kind of client tool. The client tool is what here? It is SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. With the help of that, you can get connected. It need not be SSMS, even from your application also you can be getting connected with database. In such cases, your application is the client. So therefore, SQL Server is what? It's a Windows service, just runs in the background. It can be supporting here, it can support actually simultaneously concurrent users, not just one user, number of users they can be accessing the SQL Server database. Related to SQL Server, you have certain protocols. Just look at this. See, when you install SQL Server in your system, it may not work properly. Reason is, you need to configure it for the network. Okay. When you come to here, SQL Server, like this we have here, SQL Server Management Studio and configuration tools we have here. So in this, you can go with the SQL Server Configuration Manager. Okay, it's failing there. Fine. In such cases, here I have different instances. And one more point you remember, when you install SQL Server in your system, not only just once, you can install number of times. If you look at SQL Server 2014, you can have up to 100 such instances. 100 such instances you can have in your system. 100 times you can install SQL Server in your system. You see many instances are running here. SQL Server Express 2008. Similarly, SQL Server, MS SQL Server. I am running here 2 different instances of the SQL Server in this. Along with the SQL Server, you have 3 other components also. One is analysis services, reporting services. One more is going to be here, integration services. Integration services, analysis services, reporting services. Then SQL Server agent is there. Agent is basically meant for doing the tasks automated. Whenever somebody is inserting data in your database, automatically an email should be sent. How you can do that? With the help of the SQL Server agent. So when you take SQL Server, it contains number of components inside that. Database is one such component. Apart from normal databases, you can do the analysis services, reporting services related tasks. Then you can have SQL Server agent. So then SQL Server profiler. There are many such tools available with the SQL Server. You can use all of them. As per the requirement, you can be using them. So SQL Server 2000, this Express 2008 is what? One such instance. This is called as an instance. So SQL Server you can install number of times. Every time you install SQL Server, it gets a new instance. You have a different instance. So like that number of instances you can install in the given system. Getting my point here, Muhammad?
Yeah, I'm following on.
So number of instances you can have in the SQL Server. Why so many instances are required? Just with one instance you can achieve required thing. Why we require so many instances? What is the necessity in general? Suppose you are a hosting provider. In your system, people host their websites. Okay, so people host your websites. Suppose you have an instance and every company information you are putting in the same instance. So what will happen in such cases? All company people they have to use your database. Your database all of they have to use. So you may lose some secrecy in such cases. Sometimes what happens, they can access whatever database are created in the instance, they can access. All can be accessing uniformly. So therefore, there is no privacy, there is no security for your data. Therefore, if the company people they require a separate instance can be created, the instance can be allocated to them totally. So for different company people, different instances can be given in the hosting server. Hosting servers, they host website into that. So in such cases, if you have your own see, in the hosting server, if you have your own instance ID for the SQL server, then it is going to be comfortable for them. So no others can be using your database or your instance. So like that, separate instances are required for separate company people. But for that, they charge more and more. So when you look at the hosting server, you can go up to 100 such SQL server instances in the given system. So that way we can use number of instances. Now here SQL Server 2008 is running here. There are certain protocols associated with this. Right click on this, then go with the properties here. Okay, I just cancel this. I go with the network configuration. So here you have like this a shared memory, named pipes, and other thing is here what TCP/IP. You have these different types of protocols available. You have shared memory, you have named pipes. One more thing is here what TCP/IP. You must enable them to work with the SQL Server. Depending on the, how many users you are using, what kind of network you have, depending on that, we need to enable them. Suppose in the local computer itself, you have SQL Server database and your application. In such cases, you must enable the shared memory. Without enabling shared memory, your local applications also cannot access your database. To access your SQL Server databases, you need to first of all enable shared memory. So shared memory meaning is what here? They have a common memory. So both SQL Server and your application can be, working on that. Whenever you send a command to a particular SQL Server instance, what happens? It goes through the shared memory. Whenever data is delivered, it comes through the shared memory only. So shared memory is required in the case of inter-process communication. So here you have two different processes. SQL Server is one process and your application is another process. They need to share common data. Therefore, this must be enabled. When you have SQL Server and application in the same system, in your local system, in such cases, this is required. Now one more thing, named pipes are required. Named pipes are required whenever you are working in a network. You have a LAN, local area network. So in such cases, you need to enable named pipes. That means in your local system, you should have the client tool, and in a server, you have to have here a database. So to get connected with database, the named pipes status must be here enabled. So the protocol for named pipes must be enabled. Then in such cases, you can access in the network, in the local area network. Similarly, when you work with the internet, you are in US, I am in India. Suppose you maintain some server, SQL server, you maintain it. From here, I have to access your database. Then how can I access in such cases? You need to enable TCP/IP protocol there. When you enable TCP/IP protocol, in such cases, it can be working for me. In the case of named pipes, what happens? I am working in a building. So in this building, along with me, many other people, they are working. All of you are accessing common database. That is in the server within our office. Physically, it is located in the same place. I don't use any internet for this purpose, but I have intranet. So intranet is going to be, without internet, I have LAN. With the help of LAN, I'm trying to access it. So in such cases, I must enable named pipes. When I enable named pipes with the server, what happens? We can be accessing locally the data within the same building. In the case of shared memory, suppose I have database in this computer as well as the application of the same system. Now application has to interact with the database, so we have to enable in such cases shared memory. So like this, these three protocols are important to work with the SQL Server. Sandeep, understood this point here?
Yes, yes. I have a question, but
Yes.
not related to this one, but a different one.
Yes.
Can
Yes.
you send? Can you send? Can you please send the link for the uh, this SQL Server download where we go and download this one?
I'll show just now. I'll show you that. I can
Yeah.
send you link also. I'll be showing you that.
Okay.
SQL Server 2014 evaluation. Now period evaluation download I put. So you can go to this link. From this link, we can be downloading it. We- From the TechNet, you can download this. Download the evaluation Microsoft SQL Server 2014. Okay, you can select a version here. So the version must be ISO you download. Download ISO, then after that you need to install it. While installing, you need to go with the Windows authentication. Don't go with the SQL Server authentication initially. Do with the Windows authentication. So with Windows authentication in the same system you can use. SQL Server authentication is required when your SQL Server in a different computer and you are working with your application in your local computer. In such cases, SQL Server authentication is required. In the case of Windows authentication, in the same system you can install SQL Server as well as you can have your application. In the same system also, you can install SQL Server instance with SQL Server authentication, but normally not required. So in such cases, you need to enter a valid password for system admin. Using system admin, you should be accessing it. So you have to enter valid password, then you can be logging in such cases. Here, see, this is the link. From this link, you can download it. So this is the link
Okay.
here. Get started now. You need to select a version. ISO select. Get started now. You need to have a valid Hotmail account for this. Without having Hotmail account, you can't do anything. You need to have a valid Hotmail account. Hotmail or MSN, or it can be a live account for Windows. In such cases, you can download it. So just this is the link. With the help of this link, you can start downloading. Here you need to choose SQL Server 2014 ISO. You select it. Select ISO. So later on this ISO you need to convert into a normal setup file. For that purpose, you can use a 7-zip application. Using 7-zip, you can do it.
Okay.
With the help of 7-zip, you can unzip, but download only ISO file. Don't download any, don't go with the web installation. Download ISO file, then unzip with the help of 7-zip. You have a 7-zip tool, which is a free tool. So with the help of the 7-zip, you can uninstall the SQL Server, you can install. This is one such tool. Then similarly, one more tool also I was saying you, that is SSDT BI. See, for Visual Studio 2013, try to download even this one. This also you can download. You can download even this one. With this, you can perform something related to MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence. Such things you can do with the help of these tools. I think I have sent you link. Okay, the link is going to be okay from here I sent. So with this you can download, in fact, business intelligence tools you can download. So once you download, here this is the link for the business intelligence. It's called as SSBI tool. This is one link for the business intelligence. So you can download SSDT BI for Visual Studio 2013. You can try with 2013. Just search here. You can be getting where link exactly available. Just try with the link, then try to download SSDT BI tool. So once the tool is available, something related to SQL Server, integration services, you can do such things. And apart from that, here it is. So from TechNet, you can be downloading the SQL Server. So these tools are required. These tools are required. These two tools are required. Download those tools, install in your system. These are very much required. Okay, so if you install them, then in such cases you can perform related to the SQL Server. So what's the problem, Mansoor, you are having? It's not getting authenticated.
Yes, I try Windows authentication and I also try SA password. I know the password is correct, but it's both way. I got a message, so I screenshot is attached on your Skype ID.
Okay.
So if you
Can
see
you,
your
can you
Skype,
share your computer? Right now the problem can be solved. Can you share your computer if I make you presenter?
how to share?
I'm making you
I
presenter.
don't.
Yes, no, I'm making you presenter. You can share your computer now.
Okay, sure. Here we go. So, if I go SQL, sorry, one second, please.
Yes. No, not profiler. Don't go with profiler.
Oh, okay, okay. But it's not okay. Sorry, I go to
It's Management Studio you require. SQL Server Management Studio. Here, SQL Server Management Studio you type. 1 minute, 1 minute. Just let me see in the bottom where it's available to
okay,
you.
sure.
Type there now Management Studio. Management. Type M. Okay. Yes. Right click on this. No, it's configuration. Next, second one. That one. Right click. Okay. Mahmood, did you work with the SQL Server prior to this?
On the school's computer, yes, I did. I don't have it on my computer. I'm gonna download it today.
Okay. So in that you have some kind of databases like master database, then model database, then tempdb, then one more thing is MSDB. They are nothing but system databases. Now give the just a minute. You go with the database engine. Server name you choose from here. Server name you choose from the combo. Right side you have what is the server name? Just click on that.
So
Look for more. Yes, select it. Now here go with the not Windows authentication. While installing, what authentication you have chosen?
I choose SQL Server
Okay,
authentication.
then fine.
I have
Say there SA.
yeah, and the password I know that this is
Yes.
correct password because I installed today.
Yes, yes, fine. Click on connect.
That's the
1
message I'm
minute.
getting.
Yes, yes, see. Click on OK. I was saying about the protocols. Okay, now come to configuration manager. This is fine. It works fine now. Cancel this here. Try to cancel this. Close even this window. Total window you close. Now come to SQL Server Configuration Manager. So once again type there SQL Server Configuration Manager. I was showing something to you. Please, all of you see, you will face this problem. So SQL Server Configuration Manager. Not master data. See, SQL Server 2014 Configuration Manager. Scroll down, that one. Right click. No. It's not single click. You must right click and you have to run as administrator.
Okay.
So come to configuration manager, right click and run as administrator. Bottom, next. So run as administrator. Okay, it is coming now here. Go with the SQL Server network configuration. No. Just expand here in the bottom. That one expand. Yes. Select this. So protocols you need to enable here. Shared memory enabled. Named pipes also try to enable. Enable
This
the
one?
shared pipes here. Yes. And here also TCP enabled. Now restart the server. Go to SQL Server Services. So this one, SQL Server, okay, right click on that. Then, so you need to restart the service. Okay, now come to the SSMS. That's fine, it's over now. Nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Now here, yes, connect. Click on the connect. No, not this. Yes, database engine. Here server name is what? Your computer name is what exactly?
This one,
Okay.
Mansoor.
Fine. After that, you put a slash here. Put a slash after slash. You put after that slash. Yes. You try to give the server name. What is server name? SQL server name is what? MS SQL Server is it?
Yes, I use MS SQL Server. That's right.
MS SQL Server you put. Now go with the authentication. Put SA and give the password. Should not take this much time. That means some problem still. Server was found or not. Okay, click on OK here. So what you do, just delete that. MS SQL Server you delete there. Put only the, remove the slash. Now click on connect. Login failed for user SA it is saying. Click on OK. Can you enter again password for SA?
Yes.
Okay. So it is not. Try with Windows authentication. Go with authentication. Now connect. So this is what exactly. Account. Click on OK. Then once again try with. Can you go to the My Computer? Once go to My Computer.
I have Windows 8, 8.1.
No, that is okay.
So,
Just come to that. Once you come to My Computer. My Computer. So the icon,
My,
what
I
kind of
have,
icon you take? Where is the computer icon? Just show me.
oh, okay, yeah. So this is, sorry, 1 second. I have this one. I have no my computer because it's a Windows 8.1. I have this. I have no my computer. So I go to this and I go. I will. You need to see the name, right? So it goes here and
Server
it's my
name.
personal. Yeah.
Server name ID.
Sorry. It's
I want to
this
get
one here.
server name.
This is a name. PC advice. This is.
Okay. Where
Uh,
is the server
uh,
name?
so I will show you this. Sorry, 1 second. Where is that? PC.
Yes,
This
PC.
is PC name Mansoor.
Okay,
Yeah.
that may not be the server name. Server may not be same PC name, maybe that, but product ID is given like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the name he's using that when I install. So he used it's used SQL Server used my name here, but
Okay.
it's not. Yeah.
Once again come to SQL Server.
Sorry, what you said?
No, once again come to the SSMS. SSMS. Close once SSMS and start again.
This one close eye this.
No,
Okay.
close SSMS. No, not minimizing, closing totally. Okay. Now start again. Start again.
Okay.
The SQL Server.
Okay.
SSMS.
S SSMS.
Yes, the same thing. The icon which you are getting. Yes.
I put my name.
No, local host you put this time. Don't put anything. Local host you put. Just put local host.
Sorry.
Local host.
Localhost.
Yes. Or local only. Just put local. Instead of saying local host, just put local. Now go with the SQL Server
Okay, local.
application. Put SA. Yes, put the password. It's not installed properly, it seems. That's the reason. Names provided error. Names provided without you are getting. Once again, come to configuration manager. SQL Server configuration manager.
Sorry.
Configuration manager. SQL Server
Sorry.
configuration manager.
Sorry.
Let this window don't close. Let it be like this. Come to
Okay.
SQL Server configuration manager.
Okay. So this is configuration manager. I
Yes.
need to right click.
Right click. No, right click and run as
Okay.
admin.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, so this one. Services. Yes, that one. SQL Server. MS
Agent.
SQL. Above that red symbol, just take the one more you have below the selected one. Below selected one you have one more. Click on
This
that.
one.
No, MS SQL Server. Above that. Yes, right click. Go with the properties. So here, can you go to built-in account here? Go with the built-in account and check here local service, local service you make. Okay, click on apply here. Yes, service getting restarted. Fine. Now click on OK. Don't
Okay.
close, but just minimize this window. Minimize, don't close. Now come to the SQL Server. Here try to put the server name. Now try to put your server name. Your name you put. Yes. Click on connect now. Say same thing. It is started. No proceed. The other end it
No
says.
Windows?
With Windows
No, it's
software, it does
same
not
thing.
work because we gave SQL Server authentication. You try to put the
Yes.
slash. You try to put now login. Login is you put login name.
So where login name?
You cut that and put in the place of server name. That okay. Login name is what? Did you put any name for login?
No. Just that's
Essay.
essay.
Okay. Then enter password. Click on connect.
Yeah, same thing.
So on the top you put Mansoor slash SQL Server MS SQL Server. You put instance name.
MS SQL
SQL,
Server.
yes, SQL Server. Somehow service is not getting started.
Maybe. But at the end, it shows me that everything installed properly, successfully.
No, no. Once again come to configuration manager.
Okay.
In this again choose the SQL MS SQL Server which is running. Right click on that. Yes. Go to properties. Try to make this as local system you take. No, no. Don't go with local service. Local system you make it now. Okay. Click on apply. Yes. It is MS SQL Server only. After that, see other features also here. Network configuration, how it is. Can you expand network configuration? And this one, yes, that one. Okay. Everything is enabled proper. That's correct only. Next, go to native client 11.0 configuration. Just below that. Okay, 34-bit also you see. For 34-bit you see on the top. First one, SQL Server. After that, network configuration for 32-bit. No, in the left side.
This one.
Nothing to show there. Correct. Okay. Can you click on that? That is not available. Nothing is available here. Okay.
Yeah.
Go to SQL native client 11.0 configuration. Complete in the bottom. So can you click on the client protocols? Everything is enabled for it. Client also for aliases. Take it. Take aliases. It is enabled.
Sorry.
Everything is enabled. No problem with the aliases.
Okay.
No items in that. So this is configured perfect actually. So local, now try with local instead of keeping any database. Just try to do with the local. See, this is here you type local whenever you try to log in with the SQL Server from the SSMS.
This one here.
Yes, put local there. Just put local. Yes. Server was not found or was not accessible.
Yeah. There's this.
Can you install once again SQL Server?
Install once again.
Yes, once again you install.
Okay. But
It takes time.
yeah, that's right. It's take a lot of time.
Yes.
So okay, I will.
No, I mean just keep it for start installing. What features you have to select, I'll tell you. So just start installing it. Let it
Okay.
take time after that.
Okay. Sure. So I just that's just let's go server this one here. Okay, this one.
You unzip into ISO file.
Yeah, that's yes, that's right. Just take. Yeah, I will. I think I.
You have 7-zip with you? Not Power ISO you are doing. Okay.
I unzip it again. So
Yes.
this is on register. So here we go. So this is and extract. So go
Yes.
this way. Okay, perfect. Please take a little while, maybe 15
No, no,
minutes.
but we start it. After that, let it take some time.
Yeah.
Sandeep, like this carefully, you need to install SQL Server 2014. So you must make it running after that. So don't
Okay.
choose SQL Server authentication. Don't choose SQL Server authentication. Okay.
Okay.
So do not choose. Just go with the Windows authentication.
Yeah.
Do not
If
choose.
okay, okay.
Could you also send like the email that detailing like what should we select and the link, so that way I can make sure I have the
No,
right
no,
one.
that's why I'm trying to show you. Just, I mean, look at this actually. So, what need to be, chosen, you can look into that. Because remembering that is difficult, cannot be written because while installing only those things come. No, but that is going to be again confusing. So, a lot of
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
so many things
I
it is.
follow. Uh, I just follow this one because I confused that. I just follow this document.
Okay.
So yeah, I just this start setup. Then I
Yes.
use click this, and then I have this whatever the
Part
key,
two.
and then I accept these two.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is, and then I this one, then I check this. My firewall is warning here, so I got it
Yes.
that one. So I install this one here. So this one, the firewall just this is give me the
Yes. Yes. Yes.
warning.
You
So
can
and
share this link, Mansoor, please. You can share this link with everyone.
okay, sure. This is step by step. So I
Yes.
follow this one.
Yes,
So
Sandeep, just
maybe
try to follow this, please. You just try to follow this particular setup, step-by-step instructions. So you
yeah.
Okay.
can just go through that, but choose only with all you have to choose in this. Everything you choose, Mansoor.
So here, yeah.
Everything you choose,
So
everything
yeah.
you select. When you go with the screen, you try to choose everything in such cases. Just go
Okay.
up, little bit go up. So everything you have to choose. Prior to this, you had a client selection tool. Can you go up little bit? Up.
Sorry, up. Oh, sorry.
Yes, yes,
Here.
yes. Yes. Now everything, all you need to select in this.
Yeah. Yeah, I select all. Yes, I
Yes.
select here. Press click on select all because I'm not sure which one selected which or not.
Yes,
So
yes,
I
yes.
just select all,
You have to select
and
all.
then this one I put this one,
Okay.
and then this one here, this area I not put anything because password or something. I
No,
just
don't put
press
anything.
next.
Not
Maybe
required.
here.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
password is required in such cases. I think now it is
Oh,
unzipped.
okay.
Just can
Okay.
you open the window?
Yeah. Sorry, what is that? Which window, sir?
Can you open unzipped the folder? Whatever folder is ISO unzipped.
Yeah, this one here is a little bit more,
Okay.
80% and 90.
Yes,
Yeah, a
yes,
little
yes.
bit more. Yeah.
It is about 1.2 GB data, that is, I think. It's about 1.5 GB data. Okay. Now you can run as administrator. Just don't click simply run as administrator.
It's run as.
Administrator always. Just cancel it. Then after that again on the setup, right click then say run as administrator. Let this be.
Uh,
No, don't close this window. This one you cancel. Setup you cancel. Because with administrator,
this one?
yes, you cancel it. You need to run as administrator always.
Okay, so I just cancel this one.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Now let it
Okay.
be. Now go to again the window. Yes. Right click now here on the setup exe. Run as
Yeah.
administrator. You don't have such provision
Okay.
here. Okay, I think you don't have such provision.
No, I'm administrator. I'm an administrator of this computer right now.
Okay,
I log in as administrator.
then try to run this. Click twice on that. Not extraction. You need to execute that. Yes. Click 2 times on
Uh,
that.
it's
Yes. Run the file directly. No, no. Run the file directly. You say here. Yes. Yes. New installation.
yeah, standalone. Yes. It's give me the firewall because my firewall is antivirus here. So if
Okay.
you need, I can enable or disable it. But if
Yes, yes. You need to disable.
oh,
And
okay, I
while
disable.
working with the SQL Server, also try to disable and see.
Okay, I disable it. No problem.
Okay, you can close this now. Fine.
So next.
Yes. You can close just this window.
Okay.
Yes. Click on New Installation of SQL Server 2014. Here it comes automatically key. Then accept the license. No, 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 no. Why this is turn on your computer experience? Not required that one. So
Okay.
click on next.
SQL feature
Yes,
installation.
yes, yes. Fine. That is click on next.
Okay. Yeah, this is all right.
Select
Install
all. Yes.
everything.
Select all.
Yes, and next. Okay.
Yes.
So here is the default instance, right?
Yes, that must be default instance or named also you can put. You can put named instance. Whatever name you want to put, you can put in that. Some
Okay.
name you can put.
Okay. So MS SQL, right?
No, no, I mean not MS SQL Server, something else try to put. Some different
Uh,
name. Some whatever name you want to choose, you can choose from that.
okay. Okay, so I put here MAHAD.
Yes.
That's fine?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay, next. So this one here just next, right?
Yes, next. That's all. It's just next.
Now here is window
Yes,
authentication.
yes, yes. Go with the Windows authentication.
Next,
Yes.
this goes to
And
window
yes,
authentication. Like,
come back here.
sorry?
Can you come back here? Just find here, add current user. You can put here, add current user. Click on that, add current user here. Now click on
Yeah,
next.
this is me.
Yes. Okay, that's
Multi.
fine. That's okay. That's required. Click on next. But add current user is required always. Yes. Yes.
Install and configure.
Yes. 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 Install. So this is going to be finishing. Like this operation can be finishing your thing. It takes now about 1 hour or 1.5 hours from here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you remembered your instance name. What is the instance name?
MEHED.
With that you should be accessing it.
Okay.
So Sandeep, in the same manner, you can install it. It takes time to install.
Okay. Okay.
So this video also I can share with you after some time. You can go through that. So
Okay.
then from Monday we are going to work with the SQL Server. But as I told you, just go through XML, XSD, XSLT, XPath, XQuery. We discuss on that. Just try to understand those concepts, XML concepts.
Okay.
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 Then just
And
revise related to databases, like what are normal forms, what is exactly a database, what are database tables. So related to them also, if you have some, if you recall some stuff, already I think you studied them, but just if you recall, then it will be useful.
okay, I have a question. What is that? What do you recommend we should learn? What level we should learn these technologies? SD, XML, and all these.
All these are required, Sandeep, because all these are required because you have to work with multiple things, not just one thing. You have to know all these.
Yeah. What level should we like a basic, intermediate, or advanced? Like how far we should go with these
You have to be
technologies?
advanced only, I'll say, but immediately you cannot become advanced. Definitely, you should be at advanced level.
Okay. Okay.
It's required to survive in the industry. You have to be advanced one. You see, there is nothing like advanced or I can say beginner. How you are going to use it depends on those things. If you can use in a hi-fi fashion, then you can be advanced. Otherwise, if you use for basic things, you can be a basic person only. So definitely, you should
Yeah.
be using in a great level for good quality of work. You have to use it. But definitely,
Okay.
in a day you can't make like that. Takes time, but try to become that way.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just taking my
So
time. It will take little time to
Yes,
learn all
take
these.
time, no problem. You can take time, but definitely you have to know all these.
Yeah, yeah, that's what. Okay.
So
so
things
I
will
have a
look.
question.
Yes, yes,
If
Nikhil.
if Yes, if there is HTML and DHTML is also available,
Yes.
why we use XML for tagging purpose? Because you know the HTML is a
No, no, no.
tag language. So
HTML purpose is different. HTML only to render content on in the browser we use HTML. But XML is for designing and defining data. For defining data you use it. Purpose is different totally. XML is different. HTML is different. HTML just to render content you use
yeah,
HTML. DHTML nowhere people are using. These days with dynamic pages automatically they are coming up. So HTML only to render content. It has limited tags. But as far as XML is concerned, you can define your own data. For defining your own data, suppose you have some data. So the data you want to share with somebody. How do you define the data? Getting Mansoor my point.
yeah. But we not using the databases connecting to the databases for XML.
Yes,
That's
yes, yes. Your database is different. My database is different. I don't use common tags in the case of XML. But when you take HTML page, I create HTML page, you create HTML page. You use same tags or not?
yeah. Okay.
So in the case of
Okay.
XML, it's meant for designing and presenting data. I mean, defining data and presenting data. It's not meant for rendering anything. So XML, HTML purpose are different totally.
Oh, okay. Okay. Like in the Visual Studio, they generate the XML automatically backend.
That's for
So
configuration. That's for configuration. You need to
oops.
configure. Databases you need to configure. Similarly, other things you need to configure. Suppose you start your
Okay.
web application. Where your database is, how we know? In the configuration file, we keep that information.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's
Okay.
basically some kind of data only. So further we discuss on
Okay.
Monday, but just get prepared with the XML, XSD,
Yeah.
XSLT. So try to discuss like
Okay.
this, please. Involved in the discussion, try to discuss like this.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. I will more study on it for that.
I
And
think you also try to
if
discuss
I
more
have
and more,
questions.
please. Just try to go through the content. Try to discuss freely, please.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Thank you.